Hello there. This is Elena and my channel Enough. Today I'm saying enough of stupidity. And I'm talking about Russian President Vladimir Putin. Putin started the war in Ukraine in 2014. And that was absolutely stupid decision. He not only shooting Russia in the foot, he shooting Russia in the head. Let alone shooting Ukraine, which is, of course, feel way worse than Russia. And one of the excuses for that stupid war, Putin was saying that it's NATO, which is defensive alliance. And now, thanks to Putin, two more countries, Sweden and Finland, joined in NATO. Of all the countries, Sweden and Finland, who wasn't even joining NATO in some other times, now they are joining NATO. And Putin will receive basically 830 miles border with the NATO country Finland, which future NATO country. Putin was saying that always such a big deal and such a problem if Ukraine will join NATO. That's what he was naming as one of the reasons for that war, which actually didn't have any reasons. And now, since Finland and Sweden joining NATO, he is speaking that, saying that it is okay that they join in NATO. It's no problem, no big deal. Yet at the same time, he's threatening those countries, Sweden and Finland. If it's no big deal, why he threatening them? But there was an obstacle for them to join in NATO, and it removed now. That's the news we all received today. And
I'm Brinkoff. It's good to have you with us. We begin with breaking news and a green light for NATO expansion. After 6 weeks of debate, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg says that Turkey has agreed to support the bids of Finland and Sweden to become members of the military alliance, ending a major debate over the issue. The three countries have signed a joint memorandum to, quote, extend their full support against threats to each other's security. Now, this is a...
So, basically, how come it's supposed to benefit Russia? What Putin was saying, he was so afraid Ukraine will join NATO. And now what? Look at these countries which joined NATO since 1997. And this is according to BBC. And now Sweden and Finland will join them as well. Good one, Russia. Again, NATO is defensive alliance. It's not actually a big deal. But when we were traveling, and you were just seen in the beginning of this video, you saw video from one of our travels, which we visited lots of, me and my family, we visited different military museums, different military bases, different places where Minutemen sites, where there are rockets, missiles, which was aimed at Soviet Union during the Cold War, and Soviet Union has aimed at United States, let's say. Every time I saw it, I thought, why countries couldn't sit down at the table and agree before they produced all these weapons and waste all that money and effort? Then they agreed, and then they started to destroy them. But even at the time, at least was something good about it, that the Cold War was over, and those weapons will not be used against each other, and it was getting destroyed. Now, thanks to Putin, it's all coming back. There would be no new weapons produced. There would be, now NATO announces massive increase of, according to CBC News, the alliance high readiness forces will significantly increase to over 300,000 from 40,000. And that more troops will be sent to the member countries bordering Russia. Why is that? Because these countries are afraid of Russia. Because Putin attacked Ukraine. If that wouldn't have happened, there would be very little NATO forces in Europe, which apparently Putin's so afraid of. So what was the reasons of all this war beside the Putin's ambitions to become emperor, and because he didn't do anything good in Russia. Russia economy was going down and everything. Instead of dealing with internal problems, he preferred to steal money and being corrupted dictator. And he fell in the same trap as so many dictators before him when they were starting so-called little successful war. Turned out to be this war not little and not successful. So Putin destroying Ukraine, destroying Russia, and peaceful neutral countries, Sweden and Finland, are joining NATO now. Thanks to you, Mr. Putin. Enough of that stupidity. Please stop the war in Ukraine and move Russian troops back home. And people from free world, unite. Let's help Ukraine. Let's stop Putin. And thank you for watching my video. I'll provide you the information in the description about how much NATO forces were reduced. And in years 2014-15. And now, thanks to Putin, it's everything back. How stupid is that? Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Here's the article of Wall Street Journal. This is the information about how countries reduced presence of NATO and defense spending in 2013, for instance. I'll give the link to the article so you can see it for yourself. Especially this is very interesting.